hello and welcome back to Trails into Reverie. Has it been like a month since I last recorded? Well, maybe, possibly. The thing is, like, I wasn't planning to stop recording. And then it was just like, okay, now I want to go do, I have like a bit saved up, so I want to go do this thing. And then suddenly it was a month and it's like, oh shit. Okay. Speaking of last time, yeah, that's quite a cliffhanger to leave it on. Very destructive. They announced the new Trails game in the time that I've been that I haven't been recording. I didn't see much about it outside of there's like a farewell into the name of it, and then I just stopped reading there because that feels suggestive. But at the same time, it's Trails, so it probably doesn't mean what like you'd think it would, especially if they actually put it in the title. The other thing that happened in between is I remembered, before people made comments about it, at the very least, I remembered that there was two endings to Cold Steel 4. I legitimately forgot that was a thing. Within like all my speculation before. The commotion in the city started to calm down to a degree. Garcia also helped us recover all the remaining Zauber soldats and transport them into the Geofront. The remaining members of the Ebon Defense Force are all willingly surrendered themselves too. As for Ilia Blatier, she's been taken to the hospital. She's exhausted but in no danger. I'm sure she knows the place very well. Any ideas for that? She's in good hands with Dr. Silent. Again. Speaking of the doctor, it sounds like Maria's surgery was a success. It's a shame I can't see her yet, but at least I know she's alright. You will soon. For now, we need to decide on our next move. We knew something like that would show up on Lake Elm. The retributive tower. Yeah. Interesting design to it. I've already seen it's capable enough to annihilate something the size of Juno Naval Fortress in an instant. From what I can see, it powers itself through the spirit veins. This energy is amplified and reflected by combat shell satellites in the sky, which then direct them towards a desired target. The technology to fire a beam of its strength with such precise accuracy just doesn't exist in the Empire. But on, like, theoretically, you could make a beam that powerful. Are you saying that? Maybe not precisely, but Elysium can realize it. I thought so. The fortress's troops were stationed elsewhere at the time of the attack, so by the grace of the goddess, no lives were lost. Oh, come on. Why would that happen? That's like the one thing I wish Falcom had like bigger balls to actually kill off people. It feels like not even like bystanders are like legitimately at risk anymore. I'm more ashamed that my old castle would fall so easily. I don't think any fortress could have withstood a blast like that. The aim was to show its monstrous capabilities, and it served its purpose well. You need only look to our neighbors' reactions to see that, particularly Calvert's. Indeed. You talked to the president just earlier, didn't you, sir? I did, yes. Oh, boy.
It feels like just yesterday that we were gathered to affirm Crossbell's independence. The speed with which you liberated your city was nothing short of astonishing.
If this is the president, I assume he's going to be relevant in the upcoming games.
The many hardships that Crossbellans have endured have molded them into a most hardy people indeed.
We are hardly worthy of such praise. I truly regret that we've been unable to bring this crisis to a conclusion faster, Mr. President.
that does sound familiar.
But it is good to have this line of communication open to us again.
Because I remember they had this sort of like almost like 1930s sort of politician, like bank manager sort of looking guy. That was like the old president. I remember him like being beaten in an election, right? That was the whole idea. Or he left off, like he ran out of terms or something. There's a new president, basically.
Now, I believe it would be wise to discuss how to address that new weapon of mass destruction that...
As it happens, we have already begun preparing our response. We have readied enough troops to dwarf even our great numbers from the war.
I see.
Surely you are aware of the extremely delicate position Crossbell finds itself in at present. If Erebonia, or even Calvert, were to try and intervene with force, well...
I am indeed aware. But how else is a head of state to respond when his territory is threatened?
The tower shall next rain judgment on the Calvert Republic's Baratier airbase.
Oh, that's fun. Okay. Well, at least we have a target in mind. Did they pick the target as the naval fortress specifically because no one was there? It's such a weird thing to target. Well, it's not a weird thing to target. It's such a weird thing that no one was there. Did they specifically time it with the intention of, oh, no one's going to be there, so no one's actually going to die? Because we don't want to kill people, we just want to make them scared. The fact that they're saying this so well ahead of another one does imply, yeah, they're going to move people out of that, and probably no one's going to die, even if that goes off.
Its divine lightning will spare not one thing as it turns its frame to dust. You have until 5 o'clock this evening to reconsider your stance. I do hope you make the right decision.
Our military's general headquarters will be the next target if we do not act. We have no choice.
If you just move people out of it, I mean, it's just a structure in the end, right? Like, important as it may be, what you're talking about is strategic power rather than, like, actual power in terms of the no choice, or whether it's no choice, very specifically that wording of no choice.
I'm quite surprised as how much Erebonia is dragging its heels in light of the losses it has.
Oh, I'm bad.
I'm quite surprised as how much Erebonia is dragging its heels in light of the losses it has recently suffered.
I deeply regret the position your country has been placed in after a problem that erupted within our borders. But could you not give us a little more time to resolve this on our own? I assure you that we are not sitting idly by while your nation is threatened.
And I believe you. I have it on good authority that many capable hands have gathered in Crossbell. But I would like to make our stance crystal clear.
You have it on good authority, which means you probably have a connection directly to at least one person in the group. No idea. Probably bracers or something. It would make the most sense to be bracers, especially among the people we have. I don't remember everyone we have.
Refusing our gracious offer of support means you have also forfeited support from the Imperial Army. And given what is at stake, the deadline draws dangerously close. We will take action as we see fit.
President Gramhart, sir.
Yes, I fully understand that.
Then all is well. The Republican Army stands ready to aid you, should you require it. I hope you will make the correct choice, and sooner rather than later, Mr. Speaker.
The rumors about him weren't an exaggeration, in the least. If anything, they didn't exaggerate enough. I've heard his actions since the war have made him very popular in the Republic. Until now, we feared that Calvert would use the Supreme Leader as an excuse to invade, but the tower changed everything. They know as little about it as we do, so of course they would be hesitant about approaching it. Well, it's the right move. Denying this god is no downside for them. I don't doubt that as soon as they have a grasp on the situation, they'll use it as an excuse to intervene and claim Crossbell as their own. Well, if that's what the rumors say that it's likely for him to do, I fear my only option may be to request both the Republic and the Empire's aid after all. No! Oh, Grandfather. The lives of the entire continent are on the line. We don't have much choice. But doing so would cement Crossbell's status as a country unable to handle crises within its own border. Admittedly, that's also probably a strategic lower priority thing. It'd kill its chance to regain. It'd kill its chance of re-independence for good. I mean, also, I feel like if you requested help, you could probably get away with saying, "Fuck, no one knew what was going on here." That's sort of different at the moment. That's sort of maybe a little outside the realm of possibility. Or outside the realm of what you can make a reasonable argument for what we should expect. It's almost an impossible choice to make. Knowing where the next target will be works to the Republic's advantage as well, which also might be the point of why they announced it too. I'm thinking on this. Like, so they made the choice. They gave Rufus the option to basically take over the plan. What are they trying to achieve? You know, if the AI is like, fuck, let's get world peace. If that's like their ultimate goal, they like want to do good stuff, then there's some sense to it. Like why they target a place with no one in it, why they denounce it, why they try to pit people against each other in the why they try to unite people against it. As does knowing that while it is an important military base, it can be rebuilt with ease, unlike Juno. The deadline is also generous enough to give time to evacuate civilians in the vicinity of the blast. I mean, I guess, okay. We weren't told what the deadline is, but still. I'm sure preparations are already underway. All that to say that even if the worst should happen, Calvert will walk away with minimal damage at most. Lucky sons of bitches. And here we were thinking things would get easier after that sly old fox they had before 23 was out of the picture. Delay could still work in our favor. It might mean we've bought enough time to take care of the tower ourselves. Yeah, I'll take half a day more over nothing at all. I wouldn't bust out the champagne over that just yet. Agreed. There are reports that there are far fewer Zauber soldiers stationed in the city now compared to when it was first occupied. And there's only one other place they'd be. So the bulk of them are defending the tower then. Maybe they figured the city would be liberated again from the start? Surely not. Actually, after all that's happened so far, anything is possible. I lean towards it, personally. Our foe's real goal is unveiling the giant weapon all along. But at this point, just who is our foe? It doesn't sound as though Elysium itself has a will of its own. That's right, it needs an administrator. The answer is whoever ousted me from that position and took it over for themselves. Yeah, that's also sort of been like a dangling thread that I'm not sure what to do with. That all has continued unabated even after the Supreme Leader's demise suggested it wasn't him. He would have been the most obvious answer. Our options otherwise are very few. Well, we've seen people come back from the dead, so, like, I guess no one's come back from the dead in this at the moment. I don't know. We haven't had the Grandmaster involved yet, at the very least, so maybe. I'll be honest, I'm not sure this is something Calvert and Erebonia's armies can solve anyways. Yeah, I don't think so either. The tower's capable of more destruction than even the past war if left unchecked.
I won't let that happen. Maybe whoever this is really thinks they're on some noble pursuit to bring eternal peace. But if you have to hold the entire continent hostage to maintain it, then how the hell is that true peace?
I mean, to be fair, we've had a time of peacefulness in nuclear deterrence times. Cold War and that sort of stuff. I don't know. It's an interesting philosophical discussion if you actually want to dig into it, though.
How is that going to unite us? It's not going to unite anyone.
Oh, yeah, no. It's not going to unite anyone. I agree on that.
We've worked too hard for this. I won't let this vice grip they think they have stop us from crossing the finish line.
Well said.
That's our Yuna.
You took the words right out of my mouth. We've stood up when knocked down 100 times. This is just 101. Because no matter how high the barrier, it'll never be enough to stop us.
He said the thing.
Right. And all of us from Thor's will be right there to help you get over it. No, it's not just for you. I want things to go back to normal for myself just as much. I want to see a brighter tomorrow. And I want to see it together with the people I care about.
Reen.
Yeah, we're right there with you.
Liberal's here to support you all we can too.
Crossbell and Erebonia are neighbors, yes. But it's more that we've overcome enough as a team that we would never back out now.
Yeah, teamwork's made the dream work enough times before. So why wouldn't we help?
We, of course, are also here for you.
Damn, do you guys love these cute speeches. I'd bust one out too if I had one to give.
Yet for all we have on our side, there are still limits to what we can do. The real key to our success is her.
True. As long as Elysium plays such a large role, its former administrator is going to make or break this.
She's the best. Perhaps the only hope we have of seeing tomorrow.
Your name is Lapis, right? I hate to put this kind of pressure on you, but we're absolutely going to need you in this upcoming operation. Will you help us?
No.
Okay, it's probably going to be like I'm going to do it for myself.
What?
Well, it's like, okay, I am asking. I'm going to be the nice guy and ask. Wait, no, you're not supposed to say no.
I said I'm not helping you.
You did not just say no.
Read the room, Lapis.
That's how our girl is. She doesn't let anyone push her into doing what she doesn't want to.
It's not like we're bossing her around over something trivial.
She can't go, screw you guys, I'm out of here when the stakes are this damn high.
Yeah.
Are you saying no because you only want to help your friends? No. I'd say the same thing to them. I'm not helping anyone. Because I'm the one who needs help.
Ta-da-da.
Elysium is at the center of everything that's plaguing the continent. That means, as its former administrator, I have a duty to set things right. I wish to make this very clear. This isn't your problem that I'm saving. This is my problem that you're saving. So please, I need you to help me. Way to turn it around, LP.
She is technically correct.
The best kind of correct.
Does that technically matter?
Yes, it's a very important distinction.
She's more of a character than you led me to believe, Ian. Believe me, I'm just as surprised at how much she's grown. Her friends have no doubt played a vital part in it. Can't argue with that logic. The distinction works in our favor, too. We're here as friends, but as Erebonians, we can't officially interfere in Crossbell's affairs at the moment. I'm sure that was at the back of some of our minds when we agreed to step in. It was, but we're past the point where we can claim this only involves Crossbell. All of our lives are at risk here. We want to help, but even if we didn't want to, this affects us as much as it does Crossbell. Crossbell, Erebonia Liberal. It's everyone's problem all across the map. It's a lot of people when you think about it. Yeah, but all across the map's right. And we'll need everyone we can get to help Lapis and overcome this. Estelle and Joshua had never turned away a helping hand when they needed it. Thor's never turned them away either. Nor did the SSS. And we won't turn them away now. Exactly. What just happened? Wait, are you ignoring me? Nope. You helped everyone feel like a team, that's all. Good girl, I'm so proud of you. I don't get why. I'd like to turn our discussion to what our present objective should be then. Lapis, how exactly should we go about stopping the tower? Well, Elysian came to be through the orbital network and spirit veins. It existed in an entirely intangible state, so retaking control over it would normally be impossible. Right, that also implies that whoever took it over in the first place existed within the spirit veins in some capacity. Whether that has to do with like how we traveled through the spirit veins previously, which, you know, might be an option here, or even if the tower didn't show up, it might be an option we could explore. It does seem to imply some idea about who might have tried to take it over. Which goes back to, well, maybe it's someone who's dead, sort of thing. Because we haven't really explained what happens when people die. Right? Well, I guess Crow died. Did they ever explain exactly how he was brought back? I know they had his body, but... I guess we don't really know how the concept of the soul works in this fiction, in the end. Then again, we've had references to the concept, at least. Still. Right now, though, it exists in physical form through the tower's central terminal. That much is very clear to me now that signal jamming is gone. In other words, right now we have a chance. This is form make it possible for you to reinstate yourself as administrator. As long as we can reach the tower center and I can wire myself directly into it, yes. If we do that, both the tower and the divine lightning should cease to function. And we have our mission. One that's a lot easier said than done. Zauber soldats are going to be difficult enough to pass, and then the tower itself is built like a fortress. It's also worth noting that it's being protected by some sort of barrier while it draws in new energy. The barrier's mana is so dense that I doubt even railway guns could break it. It's that durable? I feared it would be something like that. And before we can even think of teleporting inside, we need to take care of that barrier. But we don't have anything stronger than the railway guns and Crossbell. So, if even they aren't up to the task... Let's not forget that the tower sits over a lake. We have one Merkaba hidden and ready for use, but this isn't going to be as easy to get to as the Azure Tree was. Not with our enemy being armed to the teeth, yeah. My Merkaba is undergoing repairs in Erebonia with the nonsense, so that one's out. We could have taken care of it if we had our Divine Knights. But unfortunately, we're going to be facing one instead on top of everything else. Yeah, there's got to be something we can do, though.
And that something lies with me.
Hello! Hey, guys. Olivier! Hitchy George! Wait. Vita? It's good to see you as always, Emma. Of course, she decides to swoop in as you're discussing how to overcome a new overpowering weapon. You don't always have to make a show of coming in to save the day, Vita. Oh, because you've never done it 1,000 times yourself, grandmother. I couldn't afford to stay away knowing the society, the professor mainly, is involved. The rest of Thor's is getting in on protecting the beautiful ladies of Zemuria for this new threat. Then how could I skip out? If I get in on this action, I might get in on that action, you know what I mean? If only we didn't. You look well, Crow! Same to you guys. I thought you were still in Arteria, Father Thomas. Must mean our ever-reluctant superiors realize they can't leave this a chance. You would be correct, even though they can't ignore a broadcast so damning. Even they can't ignore a broadcast so damning. I see the SSS has been very busy. Hopefully I can give congrats once I'm back in Crossbell. Hold on to that congrats. Our work's not done yet. You've been conducting an independent investigation in the Empire, from what I've heard. At the request of none other than the Prince himself here. We may be unable to mobilize the Imperial Army, but there is a way to catch the enemies unawares, even if it involves an element of luck. I just realized I still have both eye patches on. Oliver's just like, I have a plan of how to catch them unawares. Do you see me demonstrating my plan at the moment? I just noticed I forgot about that. If it works, however, you'll be able to get inside the tower. Really? What's the way, then? Please, my dear, spoil the surprise. Latz and I rather don't think we can afford to be too cautious with Elysium. That's smart of you. We can't rule them out having some way to listen in on us. What a horrific possibility. Well, shall we get to work on our operation? If you're willing to support me in that endeavor, of course, Commander Bales and Toa. I'd never turn that down. We have until it hits 1700 hours to pull this off, so time is of the essence. Let's begin at once. Prince Olivert, Commander Bales, and Toa began ironing out the details on how to enter the tower. The assault team comprised of the SSS Class 7 Rufus's party, let them prepare for this grand battle. They agreed that the best use of their time would be to rest and recharge while touring the newly liberated Crossbell. Wait, does that mean they're getting... I guess this is the go around and talk to everyone phase? Probably. This is going to be our last chance to prepare, but we've got less than half a day left. So there's only going to be so much that we can do. The bulk of the responsibility right now is with the commander and the others who are formulating a plan either way. Yeah, but we're still responsible for preparing for the fighting we're going to be doing once we're in the tower. Indeed. I'd like to tour the region and see how everyone is doing while we can, too. The bikes that Elisa got her hands on from the Rhineford Company should help us there. Really? Okay, we're gonna go around the entire... Okay, I get what we're doing. Explain the basics of riding them later on, thanks. How long have you been carrying those glasses around, by the way? Oh. I thought my mask would draw too much attention when walking around the city. This guy plans for everything. Oh my goodness. Shall we meet again here just before the operation is scheduled to begin, then? Do all you want to now so that you may face what comes next without regrets. Makes sense, I guess. We shouldn't be getting too friendly with them. Wait, Lord Rufus. Can I help you, Detective? You certainly look like you have something to say. Oh, I do. Thinking about it. This is our first time speaking since the Panzer Girl before the war. Now that you mention it...
Think of it as my personal apology to you for Operation Birdcage. We will be recalling our troops from Michelin as well. Why don't you enjoy yourselves there one last time?
I'd like to thank you for the consideration. Though not half as much as I'd like to deck you in the face.
Ooh. If you were hoping to try and make good on what you said then, I would not be opposed to humoring you. But I would have thought there were better ways to use what precious little time we have left to us. Oh, it'll take 5 seconds, come on! I happen to agree. That's why I think it would be fruitful for you to travel around Crossbell with us. It's not possible to change the past, but during the upcoming operation we will be fighting on the same team. The more time we spend preparing together, the easier I think we'll find it to back one another up if things get dicey. What do you say? Lloyd. We share Lloyd's view on the matter. I can't deny there's bad blood between us, but the stakes are too damn high here to be petty. Far from me to second guess our leader. That's Lloyd for you. I was looking at the bigger picture. You gotta hand it to the guy. You gotta hand it to the guy. We'd like to come along too. Of course, my classmates have their own preparations to make, so they won't be joining us, but we'll have to learn as much as we can in their place. We've been going around separately until now, so we all need to see how everyone else fights. But even putting all of that aside, there's something I want you to see. I want you to see the strength of Crossbell's people. I want you to witness how even in times as hopeless as these, we never give up. You've got some chutzpah. Very well. I see no reason to refuse. Yay, we get to hang out with our ex again. Who's our ex? Rickshaw, maybe? I didn't know you knew them. Well, it's a funny story. Funny, haha. We met not that long ago. We're part of a secret assassins club. What? We need any more crazy kids.
Yes? I'm all ears if there's something you want to say.
Your name is Lloyd Bannings, right? I think it was you after all. Who was what?
Did he do something?
I performed one last prediction of the future, just before control of Elysium was stolen from me. And that briefly showed me someone who I think was you.
Wait.
Is something going to happen to him? Please, don't worry. I didn't see a vision of him dying or anything.
Well, I mean, look at the game series we're in. Even the writers are like, don't worry.
What I saw was very fragmented, so I can't be sure exactly what it meant.
So you're saying there's a chance that Lloyd may be involved in the upcoming tumultuous events that will lead to the end of the story. Gotcha.
But I feel as though it was telling me that you are the only one capable of unraveling the truth behind all of this.
Interesting. Okay. Which probably implies that whoever took over the administrator is probably related to Lloyd in some capacity.
Me?
Yes. You are the only one who fulfills all of the conditions.
It would be very interesting if it was Guy Banning somehow.
But all I saw was this possible future's conclusion. I didn't see what steps would lead up to making it happen.
Sure wish we had a few more details to go on.
But that's a hard story to ignore given Elysium's ability to predict the future.
Okay. I'll keep what you said in mind. Thanks for telling me, Lapis. I'm sure we'll need all the help you can give once this whole thing kicks off, too.
I thought I told you that this is my problem that you're saving? You're helping me.
So you did.
Shall we set off then? Once our preparations are complete, we need to assemble on the tower's rooftop. Yeah, so let's make sure that when we do, we are heading out with no regrets. Right. Oh, I actually was about to say, are we going to get access to it again? Ooh. Okay, I guess we're going back. Time for some reverie. I think something must have happened. Maybe we should go and look when we get the chance. About the final preparation period. At this time, you can explore the entirety of Crossbell with certain party members. Those not in your party will remain in town, so you're welcome to seek them out for a chat. Unlike when traveling in town with a limited party, all party members can be used when on the highways or in dungeons. Open the party menu upon venturing onto a highway or entering a dungeon and choose your active party members. For shades of my fucking ass. Okay. Which implies... Wait, how do I even get back? Yes, I can get back to there again. I do think the game wants me to go talk to people first, at the very least. That does seem like the more prudent thing to do at the moment. Oh, you know what this means? Probably most importantly, it means I've lost all the abilities to, like, set other extras against everyone. Ah, shucks. What are you all up to, Emma? Is this related to the dance? Wait, dance? It is... Oh, the Ilias dance. Okay. We were just investigating the effects of its curse-like power. Elliot and I bumped into them while patrolling around the city. I was also looking into how the citizens are faring as I was following the flow of the Septian veins. The brainwashing has mostly vanished now that the Supreme Leader has been removed and the mask has been destroyed. That's a relief to hear. It is an interesting thought. So are we figuring that the main thing that was going on there was that it was technology that was developed by the AI to basically emulate, via Ilya's ability to bring it into action, the curse, because the curse is, despite the intervention of the Septarians and whatnot, is still a potentially, like everything we've seen, even if not on the scale of what we saw, it's still all like a potentially creatable phenomenon within this world, right? That's a relief to hear. I'm more worried about how you're doing. I'm more just happy you're a cat again. Has the simulation phenomenon gotten any worse since the last time we spoke? I gotta be honest, when I was reading that first, the reason I stuttered on that was because I first read it as pheromone. And I was like, wait, what? No, it's not a problem for now, at least. I can still control my power, too. Is this really because you faced off with your doppelganger? Nothing like this happened to Rufus. That's what's got me so confused. Not only did that other Reen's appearance bug me, but there's something off about him. He was bizarrely lifelike. You know, I said before that, like, we weren't actually able to get him to a point that we could confirm that he was a robot. I can't shake the feeling that he wasn't just a copy. I think that's particularly true, given the fact that, so if we account for the fact that there's another bad ending that was supposed to happen, that bad ending probably would have happened. So let's go with my previous thoughts on the matter, where, like, I think, like, this whole, like, other concept where he's coming from and where a lot of this coming from, it's, like, coming from how the world was supposed to happen. And because, like, if the AI is based on being able to basically calculate out fate, in a sense, that's essentially what we saw in the Black Records and stuff, right? At the beginning, from Zero to Azure, that's basically what we were sort of overcoming, fate, and the same thing happened in Cold Steel. There was a bunch of stuff that was supposed to happen that we sort of overcame for various reasons. Why would Reen be a special case? There has to be something to it. So I almost wonder if, like, its natural understanding of what the world should be... I mean, I guess we don't really know what the driving force is, but... The other thing to take away is I don't think he showed up via the mirror. And there's a whole discussion about mirrors being, like, dimensional in some form. You could just say the AI has enough advanced technology, it's able to bring people across from other dimensions. And not, like, put any more narrative depth into the, like, why he's here. But it would be interesting if it ends up being a hint towards what's actually going on with in terms of, like, the administrator thing, because that seems to be the big mystery at the moment that will start filling in a lot of blanks. Why would Reen be a special case? There has to be something to it. I'd imagine it's because he has a key role when it comes to the tower, but I couldn't say anything beyond that. The other thing that sort of bothers me is, like, I've speculated on the idea that we know other dimensions exist. A lot of my speculation on how the other dimensions work is not that they're parallel universes. That's the thing that with all my speculation that I'm sort of, like, second-guessing myself on. My speculation on, like, McBurn and whatnot is, like, he came from what essentially was a demon dimension, right? The idea that we're one dimension among all these planes of Gehenna and whatnot, and the church like tells is like half the story, and you can sort of see the truth of it via that. And at the same time, there might not be a limited amount of it. It could be parallel universes with the acknowledgement that, yeah, some other worlds are basically demonic relative to us, and we live in a world where those barriers are being crossed. The fact that McBurn's here and all that sort of stuff. And have different rules of physics and stuff like that, right? I guess that could sort of bring it together. I'd imagine it's because he has a key role when it comes to the tower, but I couldn't say anything beyond that. Regardless, I agree that there's something ominous at work that we're missing. Whoever this imposter is, we'll have to face him eventually if he's going to block our path. And when we do, we'll have to fight not just to save Reen, but the entire world. Yeah, no pressure. We did manage to overcome even the Great Twilight. We can do this. If you feel like anything about your condition has changed, you had better tell us. Don't worry, I will. Thank you, everyone. Listen to you all, as saccharine as ever. Then again, here I am, helping to save the world too. Life sure is strange. Hey, C. Or Crow, I suppose. Neither of us can afford to die out here. We need to keep living for the sake of our lost comrades. There's still a lot of sin to atone for. Preaching to the choir, sister. I already died once, so I know I'm not going to waste my second chance. Let's get this done. Make your old friends proud. Intriguing. Any other thoughts? Okay, we're talking to all of them again. Are they all going to be like this? Who could have imagined a former terrorist like me would be fighting to save the world? I mean, that's technically what you were, right? To be a terrorist implies that you're trying to use terror in order to change the world in a specific way. You're not going to find very many people that are terrorists because they think they're not making a better world, to specifically make it worse. I was ready to return to Idios' side during the Civil War, but perhaps this is fate. Scarlet, don't tell me you still. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to kill the mood by bringing up bad memories, because we had such a good mood to begin with. I finally got to meet the members of the Reborn Imperial Liberation Front, and here I am being a downer. Please don't remind us about that. The honor's all ours, Lady S, and it's Imperial Picnickers Front to you. Oh, should I follow Nadia's lead and give her a salute? See, you're just gonna confuse her. Party never ends with you guys. But you know, I'm glad your time at sea could help you out. So you say. Okay, so we might just have multiple significant conversations with every group. Got it. Yeah, okay, nothing particular to glean out of you guys lore-wise. How do you do? Let me begin by saying that I commend each of you for a job well done in freeing the city. Civilian casualties and property damage are both lower than expected. We can ask for better results. However, we now find ourselves faced with an even greater task. The retributive tower must not be allowed to fire again, or else all of Zemuria will be plunged straight into chaos. I realize facing another crisis so soon with little room to breathe may be demoralizing. Nevertheless, times like these are when we must show the world just how strong Crossbell resilience is. Our pride is just as firm as any great nation, even when we don't have a state to call our own. Isn't that right? Will you look at that? Old Pierre's got some spine in him after all. I'll say. It's hard to deny it at this point. Can you tell I'm a busy man? I'm trying to give a pep talk over here. Now stay out of my way. Anything I say can impact the morale of our rank and file, so that's a responsibility I carry as Vice Commander. Truthfully, I'm terrified to do that and out nothing more than run away, but I can't afford to show even a curve of weakness. Right, we understand. Hang in there, sir. Try not to say that out loud next time. I knew he was putting a lot on his shoulders, but I didn't realize how much of it was affecting him. He's doing an admirable job, all things considered. His spotty track record in particular. Oh, hey, Plee. Hi, Eugene. It's nice to see you. Huh? When did you get here? We just finished taking apart all the equipment the soldiers brought in. But there's still a ton to do. They wanted to do this whole big show to raise morale in anticipation of going to war with neighboring nations. What? Do we have time for this? My memories are a little messed up, but I guess we were helping them? Oh, okay, for the Supreme Leader stuff. Got it. Everything from setting up the stage to getting the lighting perfected, and now we gotta put it all back in place. I honestly don't have a clue why we did all that, but it's done now. We have to focus on our dream of a million nights performance. Exactly. We can't afford to sit with our hands tied when we've got a real show to deliver. Be it Rickshaw, Theodore, or the SSS, we've got a ton of rivals. I don't intend to let a single one of them show me up. Good. Show me what you've got. We're rooting for you to do your part. Oh, that's cool. Does explain a bit about how the memory element worked for the brainwashing. We're still saying it is explicitly very cursed-like. They weren't really shying away from that comparison. At the very least.
The citizens are relatively calm for being so close to a large, dangerous weapon.
It was like that with the Azure Tree, and the days leading up to the last war, too. I think they just get that it's better to focus on how they can help rather than panic.
Humans are strong in the most unexpected ways.
You said it.
Yeah, I mean, I won't disagree. Oh, thank goodness. It's so good to see you're all okay. Good to see you're hanging in too, Harold. So, you guys just make it back from Mainz? Yes, I was worried about the state of the city, so we came here to lend our support. That aside, I received an update from the Guardian Force. You're all turning your attention to that super weapon now that the city has been freed. Is that right? It is. The situation's less than ideal, but we can't afford to give up yet. You all always have been so strong. I can't even begin to tell you how much that strength saved me and my family. Here, I know it's not much, but I want you to have this. Oh, thank you. Goodness, this is so much. Thank you, Mr. Hayworth. Well, use it wisely. Also, why didn't you give us this when we were like trying to fight out of Mainz and everyone might have died? Were you holding out on us then? I can't help on the front lines the way all of you can, but I'll do everything in my power as a trader to help people in the city. And if I know my fellow Crossbellans, they haven't given up either. I'm cheering for you all with everything I have. May Idios be with you. Thanks. Ren's not with you. The Burl's not with it. Okay. I actually came up to talk to him on the basis of being like, oh, yeah, I need to talk to... Hi, guys. I'm glad you're here. I want to say thank you, because you're why I can be with Mommy and Daddy again. So, thank you. I'm so grateful to you for everything you've done. These are your parents? Shit, I forgot you had parents. Couldn't put it better. You've saved us so many times at this point, you could give us the courage to keep going. And your kindness is the reason we keep going. Really? Then I gotta thank you bunches more. I'll keep cheering you on. Hip hip hooray! Go SSS! Go Class 7! Everybody gets cheers. Wow, even us. I love it. I'm all fired up thanks to you. Yeah, you only got 2 cheers. That seems a little unfair. Playing favorites like that. It was pottery, wasn't it? Thank you so much. Never expected you to get in contact with workshops in our partner stores in Erebonia. Don't mention it. Too bad I wasn't able to get in contact with all of them. I just wanted to help the department store and Cynthia as much as I could. Regardless, we are truly in your debt. Eric told me much about you, but now I see just how much initiative you have. You think? Well, I'm a guy who gets things done. Marcus would be proud. Oh. These guys. Real quick. Is it just me, or are people like legit hating on Rufus right now? I thought we were all really into him. I guess people don't like all the stuff he's been doing. Oh my goodness, these two were never brainwashed. They're just like, oh my goodness, Rufus. But people could hate on him all they want. I'd still hit it. Girl, please. Not if I get to him first. You're not exactly going to run out. There's not like there's only one opportunity available. I will note that. Look at that, you're so popular. Don't ask more questions, Lapis. Certainly interesting to hear. Oh yeah, I don't have his stealth glasses on because they did not automatically go on, apparently. Apparently, noble frames are. Yeah. Space right here. Oh, fantastically interesting. No, that was the wrong person. Damn it. Oh, hey kids, good seeing you. Same to you, Chief. We just wanted to touch base. Looks like the cleanup of the Zolber Soldat's remains is done. Yeah, knock on wood. Red Constellation came in handy for once. The city came out as unscathed as we could have hoped for. Pretty ironic them and Croix would be the ones coming to the rescue after setting the place on fire once. Yeah, Ideas works in mysterious ways, but they're hired guns at the end of the day. They go where the mirror is. Well, I should be rolling out of here soon. Need to hook up with Dudley so we can start going over plans for the big operation soon. What's a guy got to do to get a smoke break around here? Is a few minutes of breathe too much to ask? Look at the bright side. Missing your smoke breaks is actually doing wonders for your health. Physically, maybe. A smoker alive think it's good for their lungs, but they sure as hell need it for our sanity. I'm sure you can develop a better coping mechanism with the stresses of life. On a serious note, I hope you kids know we're standing at an impasse for Crossbell in the future. So maybe laying off in the smokes until this is all said and done isn't a bad idea. Wouldn't want to jinx anything. You must be serious about this if you're willing to give up smoking. Even if it's only for an afternoon. The chief with a cigarette in his hand just doesn't feel right. All the more reason we should pull this off. I'm not sure enabling someone's bad habits is a good reason to go stop a super weapon, guys. Just like old times. Don't worry about me, you kids gotta get back to preparing for what's to come. You're gonna need it. Taking the city back was a task for the police, but what comes next is gonna challenge all of Crossbell. Look alive and knock 'em dead, kids. Want only the best of what the SSS has to offer. Got it? Yes, sir. So is the plan. Probably most interestingly is the probably most interesting thing is seeing how they talk about their experiences for like the characters I recognize and who actually got brainwashed. Like, she didn't sound brainwashed there. And then there's like, and the fans didn't sound brainwashed. Other people were like, man, my memories are foggy. Why was I doing that? And it's like, yep, they got brainwashed. Hey, Kate. You can really tell what characters I actually like care about by what I leave in the video editing, I'm sure. Hey, everyone. I take it the strategy meeting wrapped up? Yeah, so you're going to be in the patrolling. You're going to be patrolling the city, Kate. I am, but I wouldn't exactly call it a regular old patrol given the situation. Spending most of my time explaining what's happening to the citizens to quell panic and relieve their anxiety. I hope this brings everyone together, and besides just putting their minds at ease. Me too. After everything that they've been through with the EDF, I'm sure they could use a friendly face from the CPD right now. That's the hope anyway. Fingers crossed. Oh, and if you're looking for friends, he was assigned to escort some of the 1st Division detectives to the prison, and the 2nd Division's top guns are helping with the prep for the big operation. It's good the city is free again, but we don't exactly have time to take a breather. We're going to go all out and show what a little Crossbell pride looks like. That's the spirit. We're right there with you, Kate. We're going to stop that tower from firing again. Come to henna or high water. Well, that's good. Everyone seems to be in action really quickly, so I'm really happy we figured out a plan, like ASAP, basically. So we could actually start putting in... You did what? I must be hearing things because it sounded like you said to me that you went to Nora to follow up a lead about the missing prince. That's why you skipped the signing ceremony? You're out of your fucking mind? I'm sorry, the info was sensitive, so I couldn't risk telling anyone. My bad. Didn't mean to worry you so much. But thanks to that, I got tons of leads on the EDF's movements in Ereboni and up-close coverage of Prince Oliver. Scoops galore. Not that we'll be able to publish much of it. I'm trying to cut my losses. I know better than trying to rein you in. Oh, come to think of it, I read everything that you published in the special issue. Talk about articles with impact. Hey, I've got my pride as a journalist too, you know? I just did what I could, even if the player does not read it anymore. I've had to write for the special issue, help with the liberation operation, and do a lot of location coverage. I'm completely beat. Come on, where's the Crossbell Times fire in your belly? You guys are killing it. Keep up this role, and the next issues should be a real gem. Did you just say next special issue? Just so happens Prince Oliver has a few tricks up his sleeve, so we're going to have more work to do. Up and at 'em, Reigns. We've got to scope out the perfect spot to take photos and footage from. I mean, I did hear from one of my contacts that he was up to something, but I didn't think that he'd lead me to do more coverage. Wait, we're going now? Bye-bye. Man, Grace is like a whirlwind when she gets like this. Still, I'm glad to see she's all right. I think she'll be back to her usual self in no time. Yeah, because she's totally not back to that already. Guess this is giving their all, so we should be pitching in our best efforts. Well, looking at what we have here. Visiting the SSS in Class 7. I just got back from Erebonia, but I've heard all about your operation to liberate the city. Good stuff. I'll be covering the rest of your brave exploits from here on out, so look forward to that.